Now, from WBZ Sports, this is Burton Ernie Talk Football with Fauria.
Gotta love it. Welcome, everyone, to Burton Ernie Talk Football with Fauria. I'm Steve Burton. 7 straight wins for the Patriots and counting. Your Patriots not only in first place in the AFC East, they're tied for the best record in the NFL. 8-2. Heady times for this young team. There's no question about Ernie Adams and Christian Fauria alongside. Good to see you guys. Before we even talk about Thursday night and the Jets, we have to talk about the win over Tampa Bay. Because everybody talks about this soft schedule. Tampa was not a soft football team.
No question. They're a really good football team. It's a tough, hard-nosed game. You knew it was going to go right down to the end, which it did. And it gives, now you're in November. Now you start playing. Every game gets bigger. Every game really counts. And this is where you want to be.
There's always like this vibe about diminishing wins based on who the other team had available. Right? So they didn't have Chris Godwin. They didn't have Mike Evans. And I would always say, it's not our fault. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, wait for them to get healthy? You play the teams you have to play. And then here's the thing. Nobody picked them to win. They did all the right things at the right time. When circumstances were tough, they made plays.
All right, and speaking of making plays, the youngsters made plays. You had some of the veterans out. Keyshawn Boutte was out. Mm-hmm. Kyle Williams steps up. Ramondre Stevenson out. Treveyon Henderson steps up. Talk about those guys and how well they're doing.
Well, now we're in November. Those guys have been playing in the National Football League for a couple of months. This is when good players are supposed to start stepping up. Those first few weeks of the season, we said they're like preseason. They're just feeling their way.
Right.
Now they're playing football.
I think that the one thing that I was always aware of in the NFL is at some point in time, a young player was going to get an opportunity, and that opportunity would dictate how many extra opportunities they got, right? So they put him in there, young guy, don't know if we can trust him. Suddenly, okay, I gave you a little bit. Okay, you can handle it. Let me give you more now. So the more reps you get, the more opportunities you get, the more you prove that they can trust you.
Right.
Listen, you'll be part of the game plan moving forward.
Here's what those two have in common, though. Those two players, speed. Those guys can flat out fly.
Well, that's when you see Henderson, the 2 long runs, plus the third that he almost had.
Right.
And I know that, you hear about Coach Vrabel talking about X plays for explosive. Like technically an explosive play is 20 yards. I guess now with Henderson, we've gone to nuclear plays because his are going for 70 yards.
Nuclear plays.
And there's not, when you can hand off to a player and he's a threat to score every play, now the defense really has to start playing for him. That'll open up other things. That's where you want to be.
So for Kyle Williams, I thought it was like he was just not getting any looks at all. Again, opportunity, Boutte goes out. He has this crossing pattern. Drake gives it to him in stride, and he does what he should be doing when he gets the ball like that. He should continue running. Like, he did the hardest part. He caught it, right? And Treveyon Henderson, his ability, his speed, we saw the week before this last game against Tampa when they started tossing it the ball on the edges, getting him in stride so he can hit that corner quicker than some of the other backs.
Which brings me to my quarterback now, Drake May. Okay? Threw that pick. Okay, and said he would throw it again. Not the pick, but he said he'd throw the pass again. But you can't make that play. You cannot. It's too late.
Okay, late throws down in the red area can become highly problematic because there's a lot of people crammed into a small amount of space. People are moving. You don't necessarily expect them to be there. You've really got to know what you're doing. As Christian and I were talking, before the show, the safe pass down there is throw it to the back corner, where if you've got a receiver there, either your guy catches it or
nobody does.
You start throwing in traffic down there late, and bad stuff can happen.
And that's the key. And Ernie brought this up earlier. Listen, the longer the play develops, it's like I don't know what the odds are, but he's the history buff here. Like, it usually ends bad,
right.
And then they start throwing across their body. We know what the proverb is on that. You end up on the bench. But I listen. It's okay to say you messed up.
Right.
A coaching point for me to you would be: it's okay to say, you know what? Wish I had that one back.
Playing in the National Football League, particularly playing quarterback, it's a high wire act with no net. Okay, I mean every now and I remember we get down, every Super Bowl 49, we beat the Seahawks. That's great. We get down there early. I remember Tom. They go Tampa 2. Tom throws an interception. I mean, listen, it's stuff. You just have to recover. Don't make the same mistake and keep going.
And let it go. Okay, something happened in this game that I've never seen happen before. First and goal, Drake May takes a knee. Okay, kills the play. Why? And it's such a risk.
To me, it's high risk. I mean, you always say when you've got the ball at the end of the half, you want to be the last. You want to score. You want to be the last team to have the ball. It worked out, but against a real tough defense, they ran a couple plays and didn't get anything.
Right.
And on fourth down, they got to make with a great catch. I'm not.
Were you surprised that happened? Were you surprised that happened?
Yes.
Well, absolutely. I mean, yeah, because it is. It's. I don't know if the reward is worth it. I don't know if is it really worth like 10 seconds. Are you that nervous about their offense like that you're just willing to burn? Listen, it worked, so it doesn't even matter. The fact is that the team. I think that endears Mike to his team. I think they like that type of aspect. I think they like the gamesmanship. I think they rally around it. I think each week comes around and they go, "What's it going to be this week, Coach? How are we going to try and pants them live on TV this week, Coach?"
But I think, to be honest with you, this is I think the coaching staff the day after the game always does a review how things go, things we do. I think this is one you guys said, is this really something we want to do again? I think that's a fair question.
It's like first and goal, but let's not score on this play. Let's wait for the second or third play.
I know, but
and not only that, they were losing at the time.
And most of the time, I've seen, we used to call it a Rolex situation. The time is you don't want to score, but it could be. Usually it's at the end of the game where the only chance the other team has is to get the ball back.
Yeah.
And you're so.
And then there was the play that Henderson's running, scoring for a touchdown, and then looks over at the coach. Should I score? Should I not score?
So crazy.
It's crazy. I mean, now I have seen players look up at make a mistake and look up at the
scoreboard.
The problem with that is that image. It's like Mike Tomlin found out that image up on the scoreboard is always going to be a little, that second delay. Like that's what happened to Mike Tomlin when he got run over on the kickoff. He's out in the field looking up. He got
blasted.
But he doesn't realize that that's a delayed shot.
Unbelievable.